And we welcome you here to Oak Harbor High School here in Oak Harbor as we get ready to go with this matchup between the NBC versus the SBC as the Oak Harbor Rockets of the Sandusky Bay Conference getting ready to take on the Northern Buckeyes' own Genoa Comets. Mick Gonzalez here along with Rick Waldron. Rick, we should have ourselves a good game when you got two teams that are built around a running offense.
That's for sure, and this game is going to settle the ongoing battle for the Celestial Ball Trophy, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, that was a quick hitter and great coverage there by Genoa as they will Oak Harbor will set things up 1st and 10 as they will have the ball at their own. Well, it looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 16 or 16-yard line it is. And, of course, Oak Harbor, of course, last week coming off a big 42-14 victory over Brookside. And I'll tell you what, that was where it was the Cole Wyrick show.
Yeah. And the Comets won big, I think 65-13 over the Wade Indians.
That they did. So Wyrick now. Oh, that's a movement on the left side of that line as it looks like Cliff Biggert was one of the guys that got the early jump.
Cliff, a senior and a 2-year letterman, one of the captains. And he was trying to lead the troops, but they didn't follow him that time. Beautiful night for football.
Well,
I know that's a cliche, but man, this is just gorgeous.
I was going to say it's around 70 degrees right now, and it's going to drop down and get rather chilly tonight.
Yep.
So we got deep fall weather early on here, and again we have movement up front. And it looks like some more. It looks like another penalty here against the Rockets.
Yeah,
How much of this do you think it is, Rick, where it's a little bit of nervousness versus just excitement?
I think it's probably a combination of that. We saw a little bit of that early on last night with the NFL game with the Broncos and the Ravens. And these kids are... I admire football coaches. I mean, their livelihood depends upon the efforts and the abilities and the emotions of teenagers.
And that's always a scary thought right there.
Yeah.
Here's a snap. They get it off. The ball handed off, going up the gut here is the Rockets. No surprises here. Both these teams like to run the football.
Yep. Ball carrier is Ben Gensman. He's a 195-pound senior, another 2-year letterman, and another co-captain.
Yeah, he's a guy that they were looking to really help keep that running attack going.
You said Cole Wyrick was a big gun last week.
Well, 262 yards.
That's
most of it in the second half, I'd say so.
That's both barrels. They're going to run again on 3rd and long.
Well, it's actually second. That was second.
Or second long. You're right.
Yep. So it's going to be 3rd and looks like about 15 or so. Both these teams, of course, as we said, coming off big victories in the opening week last week. Genoa, of course, they've got a whole group of guys that have been with them now for quite some time. Of course, anchored up front, both on offense and defense, by the man-child, Michael Dieter.
Yeah.
Here's the snap. They try to go up the middle again and not going anywhere. And I do mean anywhere.
I know you have to set up the pass by using the running game, but this is it's kind of a gruesome start.
Yeah, they're kind of taking everything right up the gut. So I don't make it 4th down here, punting situation and standing. Well, he sees the shadows of the uprights.
Literally.
As Jordan McGuire. Here's the kick, a high kick, not very deep. This is going to be grabbed at the Oak Harbor 40-yard line. And getting outside as Casey Goes was the big threat last week, and he is gone. 40 yards return for a touchdown. Touchdown, Genoa Comets.
Comets strike quickly. Both these teams have the ability to do that, but that was impressive.
That it was, as Genoa gets on the board here. They didn't even get really a first possession. There's just special teams coming up huge here for Genoa as they strike first, take a 6-0 lead.
Briefly mentioned in the open about the Celestial Bowl. This is a trophy that Eau Carbre and Genoa have fought over and fought for since 1965. And if the team that wins keeps the trophy for a year.
And now we've got a flag that is thrown. I believe it's a delay of game against Genoa. Took too long in setting up to kick the extra point.
Yep. Well, once you win, if you win 3 games in a row in this tilt, Ottawa County competition, you get to keep the trophy. They retire the trophy and start another one. Well, Genoa has won 5 years in a row, so they kept the trophy 2 years ago, and then if they can be victorious tonight, they will take home another one.
There's the extra point attempt by Cody Pickard, and it is good. So Genoa striking quickly here is we're only a couple of minutes in.
9:51.
Absolutely, it's a 7-0 Comet lead over the Rockets here on the Toledo Sports Network.
Blackberry Corner on the corner of 579 and Elliston Road is a proud sponsor of Genoa football and has the best burgers, chicken, and pizza. You know the pizza. Everyone knows the pizza. Blackberry Corner also has charbroiled pork ribs and Jim's famous chicken dinners. Whether it's appetizers, pizza, or a full dinner, the great folks at Blackberry Corner can help fill you up and save you money. Stop out to Blackberry Corners on the corner of State Route 579 and Elliston Road for a meal or just a snack. A world-class store with hometown values. That's Genoa Custom Interiors. We feature many styles from soft contemporary, rustic to traditional and French country. You'll find your taste and sensibilities right here. You'll be delighted to find the showrooms transformed each season. As Christmas is a special time, we offer a variety of accessories, art, jewelry, and specialty items perfect for gift giving. Genoa Custom Interiors. Nobody can put it together like we do. Genoa Jewelers, 611 Main Street in Genoa, has been serving the area with quality jewelry and gifts for over 19 years. Specializing in gold and silver repairs, Frank Comise has been a goldsmith for over 30 years. Our selection of Pulsar watches, Precious Moments figurines, Reflections beads, Seraphim classics, and quality Stellar rings, all at a price you can afford. Genoa Jewelers also buys gold and silver and has the perfect gift for that someone special. Stop out today at Genoa Jewelers, 611 Main Street in Genoa.
Cody Pickard set to kick off here as the Comets take a 7-0 lead on a 40-yard touchdown return by Casey Goes. And here's the long kick. This one will be grabbed at about the 4-yard line. Coming over here on the left side, outside the 10, over the 15 to about the 19-yard line. Well, we'll call it the 20. And that's where the Rockets will start again, 1st and 10.
Tyler Baird for Genoa on the tackle.
Well, the thing is, you were saying?
I was being a Genoa graduate. This is back in the days of grass is green, dinosaurs roam the earth. But a lot of these names have been playing Genoa sports for 50, 60 years probably, and Tyler Baird is part of that lineage.
I wasn't going to say anything about you being old. Mark now in the gun. That line looking like they're going to...
Their backs are... Boy, they could have called a motion, but anyway.
So Weiber tries to go over right tackle, and that one did not fare out too well as he went right into the waiting arms of one Michael Dieter. Dieter, who's going to be playing for the Wisconsin Badgers next year.
That's impressive,
when you come from a quote-unquote small school.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to the Big Ten Conference. Well,
6'5", 308.
Yeah, maybe a small school, but not a small lineman.
No. Last year, big gun Kyle Nutter, he's down at Cincinnati.
And, of course, you got David Nutter here. The Nutter family trait continues as now Ryrick hands the ball off. And again,
Tyler Kwiatkowski.
Yep, and once again over there on that right side he goes, but he stopped again. As that Genoa defense, which everyone talks about Mike Dieter, of course, Michael Dieter, but there's some guys out there on that up front there that can really bring it, and they are very good stalwarts. Alex Hodelick.
Hudlick, yep. Another Genoa name.
Another big name in Genoa lore, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be third down here, and we'll call it a long 6 or short 7.
Yeah.
Now rolling out to his left. Here's the pass. Is it intercepted? Pick. Yes, it is.
Yep.
So a huge pick there by the Comets. And of course, on the pick was Kyle Edwards. Of course, he's a sophomore. And once again, this game probably could not start any worse here for Oak Harbor.
No.
1st and 10 here for the Comets. They have the ball at the 30. Here's the handoff. Trying to cut back inside there is David Nutter.
The aforementioned.
Absolutely is. He drives forward, picks up a good chunk of real estate. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. 2nd and short. And no huddle here.
No huddle, yep.
Logan Scott hands the ball off over the right side. Again, it's David Nutter. They'll get inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Genoa.
They had got a hold of him after about 2 yards, but he just kept on digging and pushing and got the first down. And here they go again.
And the clock continues to move.
Reset the chains.
Now here's the handoff. Going over the right side over there. In on the stop there for Oak Harbor was Josh Saraman.
Quentin Speece, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Quentin Speece is another one of those guys. He had a touchdown last week in that route over weight. And, of course, got contributions from everybody. Michael Roberts, David Nutter. You know, everybody.
Casey Ghost,
big time. Here on the left side, Ryan Espinoza tries to drive it forward.
He's got real close to the goal line.
Yeah, he's got the first down. He's going to be, they lose the football. Well, no way. I take that back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I saw the lineman over there. He was trying to point. He was pointing the other direction. He was pointing at the chain gang.
Yeah.
Like, get over here. So I apologize for that.
That's
but it's
all right. 1st and goal from the 3, or the 2.
And here's
and
the drive forward, and it's a touchdown again. Touchdown, Genoa Comets. My goodness, is the first 2 times that Genoa has the ball, well, the first time literally they touch it. One special teams, and the second time when it's their first offensive series, they've cashed in for major scores each time, keeping the fans over on this side of the stadium silent.
Yeah. I was making a note. Who scored? Was it? That's okay. We'll get it.
There's the snap of going to be for Pickard with the extra point. And it is good. So with 7:15 to go here in this opening quarter, it's been all Genoa as they lead at 14-0 here on the Toledo Sports Network. Casey goes set to kick off once again. As he nails one. That one's going to go through the end zone. And a touchback. And 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor. They'll have the ball out at the 20.
Mick, we were talking about the lineage on both of these schools. A lot of families have been in these areas for many years, and Tyler Pickard is another one. His brother was a tremendous place kicker, and
or you mean Tyler was the tremendous place kicker?
Tyler was. That's right. Yeah,
because Cody was the
Cody. He kicked. That was back when Comets were also capable of putting up 70, 80 points a game, and Coach Vickers had him running out of bounds and kicking field goals on first down. But Tyler kicked 6 or 7 in one game. Just an incredible record.
1st and 10 here for the Rockets. They're in a hole right now, looking to try and get out of it, and Wyrick had nowhere to go. As he was brought down, amongst others, it was Quentin Speece. So it'll make it 2nd down after a loss of a couple.
One thing that the Comets had instilled in them by Coach Vickers, and it carries over with Coach Speece, is when they smell blood in the water, they go for the kill. And so far, Oak Harbor's been literally in the shadow of their own goalpost here. The only pass they tried was...
I was going to say, they haven't moved past it. As now Wyrick's going to keep it himself, tries to get outside, but he is brought down immediately. No question about it. Nick Wolf in on the stop, Rick. And this Genoa defense, they've been getting off the ball better than the offense of Oak Harbor.
Yeah. That's probably why they haven't tried to throw the ball too many times.
Well, as we said, both these teams are built around the run. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 12 and a half, 13 yards to go. Here's the handoff. Up the middle they go, and nice pickup there by number 45. That is Kobe Broff. However, it's going to be well short of the 1st down, and again,
4th down.
Punting situation here for Oak Harbor. Casey goes back at his own 44-yard line.
He's joined back there by another senior, Ryan Espinoza.
There's a high snap, but the kick is off. Good job there by Jordan McGuire getting that one away, as it's going to roll, take an Oak Harbor bounce. It'll be downed at the 40-yard line. So Genoa will take over 1st and 10. They'll have the ball at their own 40. There is still plenty of time in this opening quarter, 5:14 to go. And it's the Comets leading the Rockets by a score, 14-0. Rick, I mean, these things, what happened, you look at last week, before you think, okay, this is going to be easily a runaway. Just remember, Brookside led, or they were tied at halftime with Oak Harbor at 7 before Cole Wyrick took the game over, made some adjustments, and the next thing you know, he had 262 yards rushing, scoring 3 touchdowns.
Oak Harbor needs to answer this offensive onslaught here, though. They're going to...
All right, now they need to stop defensively, and they just got one.
Yeah.
And a beauty there is in on the stop right there was Dylan Glass, as he went in there and he just dropped, I think that was Goes. He just dropped him quickly, and that was it.
The Rockets coach Mike May, he needs to rally these stalwarts. He needs the defense to step up here.
So it's 2nd down and 10 after no gain. Here's the pitch now on left side. David Nutter, he's got blocking. He's able to pick up the 1st down and more if they can bring him down. He's finally brought down by number 23. That's Caleb Vargas, but not before getting into Oak Harbor territory and all the way down at the 38-yard line of the Rockets. It's 1st and 10 Genoa. So they're going to go again, no huddle, as Logan Scott, the quarterback, gets the signals in from the sideline. Ball on the left hash mark. Here's the handoff. Again, Nutter trying to get through and fight through the tackles. Able to pick up about 8, maybe 9.
It's taken 2 or 3 Rockets to bring them down. You mentioned the running game favored by both teams. Genoa still runs a single wing that Coach Vickers installed 6 or 7 years ago. And
Well, you knew that the apple wasn't going to fall too far from the tree because Tim Speece, bringing it up to current day, Tim Speece still, he coached with Mike Vickers back in the day. Now, of course, Vickers out at Delta.
Went back home. Yep.
Went back home to Delta. But right now, this is Tim Speece's team putting his stamp. It was a seal of approval on this one, as it's third down and maybe the length of the football for the Comets. And the ball just inside the 30-yard line.
According to the scoreboard, it's 7th down, but I think it's a missing light.
There's Scott. First pass complete over on the right side.
Wojciechowski.
Jake Wojciechowski. And Woj, who intercepted a pass and returned it last week for a touchdown, was able to haul that one in and move the chains here for the Comets.
They're back literally knocking on the door again. They're on the 28-yard line. Or no, they're further in than that.
Oak Harbor unable to find a answer as
officials
yet.
Timeout.
We're going to have a timeout on the field here.
I want to lay something to rest here, though. You mentioned my age earlier. And I just, we got 2 days off of school when Lincoln's funeral train went through. Okay.
Hey, I wasn't going to bring it up, but 7 and change to go here in this opening quarter is. Well, right now it's been all Genoa. I mean, I think the biggest thing right now, Rick, is that for Oak Harbor, if they can find a way to, they got to come up defensively with a stop here, because right now Genoa is just doing things the old-fashioned way. They're just pounding it up the gut. And the thing is, they're blocking. They're able to get off the line and push the defenders of Oak Harbor back. And as long as they keep doing that, it's going to be a long night here for the Rockets. Well, the timeout is complete.
I think it was an official's timeout. I don't know if they needed to simonize their watches or.
I think that may be the case there, because the scoreboard here at Oak Harbor, there's a couple of lights on the time that are missing. So I think they were just trying to make sure they got everything.
Kind of reminds you of the scoreboard out at Ned Skeldon.
That one was just a case of when the candles blew out.
Oh yeah, true that.
Well, here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Comets. Logan Scott handing the ball off and trying to take it into the house, and doing so, Ryan Espinoza, as he takes it in from 14 yards. And Genoa now pouring it on here as they lead 20-0 with the point after still to come.
And when you have a Pickard doing the place kicking, it's pretty much money in the bank, I think, as they say.
So Cody Pickard set as Logan Scott will hold. Here's the kick up, and the kick is good. So with 7:07 officially, I think.
Yeah, well, that means we've played 5 minutes.
And the clock hasn't moved, except for 8 seconds.
Yeah. Well,
regardless, it seems like that anyway for Oak Harbor, as they trail right now 21-0 here on the Toledo Sports Network.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
Tas Electronics can turn a plain vehicle into your spectacular ride. Let Tas install a lush custom leather interior. Get tinted windows as low as $69. Tas installs rear view cameras that put backup worries behind you. Tas gives you the best sounds at the best prices with systems for all vehicles, including motorcycles, boats, RVs. With Tas, you'll look good and sound great.
Tas Electronics. You know. Tas Electronics. It's hot.
This is not a recording. Cody Pickard set to kick off here. Is
Going to wear the dude out. He's kicked off 4 times now and 3 PATs.
There's the ball grabbed at about the 2. Coming out here on the left side. A better return this time around here for Oak Harbor's Caleb Vargas as he goes up the sideline. And he's able to give some good field position here for the Rockets.
Found a little lane there. Maybe a couple of the Comets let up, thought he was going out of bounds.
Let's see where they spot the ball. As it'll be near the. Well, they're going to say he went out at the 25-yard line, it looks like. So, decent field position to start this drive here for Oak Harbor. At least they're not in the shadow of their own end zone. So, let's see if they can't get a positive. Right now, they need to pick up some first downs. That's the key right here. The ball on the left hash mark. 1st and 10, Oak Harbor. In their home green and whites. Now here rolling out to his right.
He's being gained on.
Yes, he is, and he took a hit. He's still going. And a nice run there by Wyrick. He'll be just shy of the first down. It looks like he'll be about a yard short. Well, it depends on the spot. Because they may give it to him. That one gets the fans here in Oak Harbor going. They're finally got something to cheer about. Still taking some time here in terms of the spot. They're going to check to see if...
He took a couple of hits when he came around the corner.
Absolutely. Well, looks like this one's coming back, it looks like.
Oh, maybe it was, well, obviously there was a flag back there.
Yeah, we'll
Nick
wait for
Wolf was in hot pursuit till he turned the corner.
Chop block. So that's going to bring that one back, way back.
Referees are mic'd. That's nice.
So they'll bring that one back. Call it at about the 20-yard line.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's.
So it'll be 1st and 15. It's always a spot foul, so they mark it off from the spot of the foul, so it only literally takes it back an extra 5. So 1st and 15. Once again, they try the run on the right side.
Ben Gensman, the ball carrier, got part of that penalty back anyway. He got almost half
second
of
down
it.
in about maybe a long 8.
9, yeah, long 8. Yep.
So again, the thing with the Comets here, yeah, they're down 3 touchdowns, but the thing is that it's still the first quarter, so they still got plenty of football left to work at this. And then from the Comets' perspective, it's just they got to keep it business as usual. High snap grab there. Wyrick rolls out to his left. He's getting some
trouble.
heat. And down he goes. So there was no getting away there from.
I think that was Nick Wolf in on the tackle.
Yep, Wolf along with Noah Goodrich was over there, and that's going to make it 3rd down and long. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 14. They need to get it out to the 35-yard line to keep this drive going. Clock continues to run down here. I believe it's a minute 34. We got some movement there as Dieter moved on the left side. I didn't see who it was for Oak Harbor that move, but I think he moved first.
Call goes against the Rockets, though.
May have been Sabo. I'm not sure, but looked like it might have been. But that makes it now 3rd and a cab ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the gun. They fake the handoff. Wyrick's going to stick with it. Drives forward. He'll pick up a few yards, but again, well short of the first down.
Comets have played a stifling defense, if you will, but Oak Harbor has shot themselves in the foot time and again with the turnover and the penalties. That's at least 4, maybe 5 penalties that Rockets have incurred here in the first quarter of play.
Oh, we're under a minute to go here in the quarter. Jordan McGuire back to kick this ball. Got a flag on the play
already.
And we've got the ball grabbed at about the 46-yard line, and getting planted there was Casey Goes.
Yeah. Ben Gensman from Oak Harbor missed a chance to be on the highlight film because he blew right by Ghost, and I thought he was.
Well, Kobe Bruff was able to bring him down,
yeah.
So we'll see what this penalty's about.
I thought he said dead ball foul, which means that
they should have to either kick it again.
Yeah,
I think that's they're just moving it 5 yards here
after the
fact.
Change of possession. Yeah. Have to brush up on my signals. I thought the behind the back was loss of down, but apparently it's not. Or maybe, well, whatever.
I was going to say it's a change of possession anyway, so it doesn't matter. Here's Logan Scott. He's going to air it out. He's got a receiver wide open.
Oh,
going
did he
out
score?
No, he took it out of bounds. His momentum, he looked back over the other shoulder, and Quentin Spees took it out after a nice pickup. As he took it all the way down to about the, let's see where they spotted, about the
The Union Plumbers, Steam Fitters, and HVACR service mechanics of UA Local 50 build the powerhouses that generate your electricity. Install and service your heating and air conditioning systems, and install the plumbing systems that protect the health of this nation. Everywhere there's a building being built, retrofitted, or maintained, members of UA Local 50 are on the job with skills and the latest sustainable building practices to do the job right. UA Local 50 Plumbers, Steam Fitters, and service mechanics, building America's future.
Ready to go here. 1st and 10. The ball at about the, well, spotted at the 12. Logan Scott goes under center. Pitches the ball on a reverse to Casey Goes, who goes in untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Genoa Comets. That was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's part of that wing tee. They just ran everything to the right side and then just tossed it to Casey Goes, and wow, that one has to hurt if you're an Oak Harbor fan. So,
yep.
Cody Pickard will come on to try the extra point with Logan Scott once again holding. Here's the snap. And a line drive
Looks
through.
pretty good.
And it is good. So with 22 seconds to go here in this opening quarter, Genoa, well, they've opened the doors here as it's 28-0 here on the Toledo Sports Network. With the amount of food I consume at football games, they could give away a scholarship off the money they make off me. As the football falls down laughing.
Yeah, had to be. There's no wind.
Yeah, so Cody Pickard will have to kick it again. Last week against Waite, not only Cody Pickard he kicked 5 field goals in addition to his PATs. David Nutter even kicked one as well.
Getting everybody in the act. Huh?
Yep, here's the ball grabbed at about the 5-yard line. Getting outside over the 20, over the 30-yard line. Caleb Vargas was, we got a late flag.
I saw there was a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle.
I think some frustration here too because of the way the score is in this opening quarter. We'll see who the penalty's on. Looks like it's going to be against Genoa.
We don't want to speak pejoratively of any of them, but it was. Now we just won't go into who it was.
Well, I was just going to say that you don't, and the thing is you don't want to mess up what you got going here.
Yeah.
You know, this is a 15-yard penalty, so this is as they like to say down south. This is a big one.
Yes, it is.
So the ball is going to be brought all the way out to the 44-yard line. Oak Harbor with excellent field position to start this. And again, we mentioned we're coming up here on the end of the first quarter. We only got 14.8 seconds to go. But the thing is that for Oak Harbor, just one drive at a time.
Still 14.8 seconds.
Here's the snap. And they go over the left side, and it's going to be a pickup of about 2, maybe 3, depending on the spot. And I think that's going to be it here for the final quarter as the clock winds down to 0. And we've got 1 quarter of play in the books from here at Oak Harbor High School. Your score, Genoa 28, Oak Harbor nothing, here on the Toledo Sports Network.
Hope you're enjoying the game today. Hi, I'm Mike Jamison, president of ToledoSportsNetwork.com. Now, Channel 13 and the wonderful people here are bringing some great games to you each and every week. And we'd love to make your company part of what we're putting together here. We've got the reach and we've got the ability to get you out at a reasonable cost so that all of these wonderful people can talk about your business, whether it's on the internet, on live television, or live internet. You can give us a call at 419-514-1302. Let us spotlight what you have here with all of our unbelievable packages that we have. And we make it very cost effective for even the smallest business. Creative Video Imagery and the Toledo Sports Network is proud to bring you this game right here on 13.2, the Live Well Network.
We're back, huh?
Quarter number 2, get ready to go here as Oak Harbor looking to try and find answers here as they trail 28-0, but they have the ball in great field position here.
Finally, they're going to need a GPS to figure out where they are. They're out on the 50-yard line almost.
And 47, here's the handoff out on the left side, and it'll be out near midfield, just shy of the midfield stripe, and it'll be 3rd down here for Oak Harbor. So Kobe Brough, I believe the ball carrier is third down and about 5 to go.
Yep.
And we've got a
and
timeout.
Oak Harbor timeout. 950 pounds here on the sideline.
Yeah, he got some playing time in last week also against
Okay.
Brookside. So he's not cold this season. So here's the...
Uh-oh.
Now goes again, able to explode, gets outside. They're saying he didn't go out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness.
And a touchdown saving tackle over there by Cliff Biggert as he is brought down. Let's see where they're going to spot this ball. They're going to spot it inside the 25.
And that was on the Oak Harbor side of the field, so if he'd been out of bounds, or even they thought he was out of bounds, the coaching staff would be yapping a bit about it.
Well,
And it
it's
looks like
all coming back,
coming
though.
back anyway.
Holding penalty against Genoa brings a beautiful run by Casey. Goes back. Goes as an underclassman showed these little streaks of light that he was able to do.
Yeah.
This very thing.
And as quick as that play, happened, pitch out all the way out to the left side, 2 ghosts. There was hardly any time for anybody in the line to hold. That's the unless it might have happened downfield too.
Well, they're going to spot the ball. Looks like at the 23-yard line. So first and about 12. Over on the right side, here's the pass. We have a new quarterback in. We'll get to that in a moment. Getting outside again.
Another penalty flag.
And this one may come back as well as
Alex
taking
Hayes.
it to the house. Going all the way down for touchdown is Alex Hayes.
77 yards, but right back at the line of scrimmage.
Of course, that could be an offside, too, against Oak Harbor, so we'll have to wait and
Watching
see.
the referees out here at the 40, the black hat, I thought he gave a holding call.
Oh,
Yep.
it's a holding penalty against Genoa. And you know that Tim Speece is going to go absolutely bananas on that one.
When he was the defensive coordinator, when Vickers was the coach. Oh, okay. He was in the coaching booth next to our broadcast booth in the press box, and something like that would happen. You'd think that there was going to be holes in the ceiling and the walls and everything else. Tim's a fiery guy.
Yes, he is. Well, let's see. They're going to mark it now back inside the 20.
Ooh. Talk about first in a train ride.
Yeah, I thought it was holding, but that was actually a block in the back, it looks like. So they're going to spot the ball back at the 14-yard line. So they have to get it out to the 36 for first down. So we talked in the first quarter about Oak Harbor having some difficulties.
Yep. Trip receivers out wide to the right. And procedure.
And right
Call
now,
against
Genoa
Genoa.
just having all kinds of hassles or problems here.
That's 3 penalties on the last 2 plays.
And the worst part for Genoa is that they've seen points taken off the board.
Yeah.
Which any football coach will tell you that you want to see something that sets them off. That's something that'll set them off. That's just standard. The ball handed up over the left side, and this time Oak Harbor's defense able to stand up big there as Biggert was in on the stop.
David Nutter, the ball carrier. That's a load, 6 foot, 227.
Yeah, absolutely. In at quarterback, too, also is Kyle Edwards.
Yeah.
So Edwards in at quarterback, getting some playing time in. Under center, Edwards throws it out to the right side. That pass is a lateral.
That
now
might
they'll throw
happen.
back over the middle. The pass is complete. Now getting out near midfield, a touchdown saving tackle there by Jordan McGuire as he was able to bring down number 42. That is Dakota Sheehan. And Sheehan, a big load over there, took that pass, was able to get it out just over midfield at the Oak Harbor 49. And again, Genoa moving without a huddle. Keeping the ball is Edwards. He's going to go on the left side. He'll get it out near the 46-yard line where he is brought down. Looks like it is Kobe Bruff in on the stop. It'll be second down here for the Comets, 2nd and 6.
If they end up scoring, you take the penalty yardage out of it. This has been about a 212-yard drive.
There's the handoff.
Now they're stacking the middle now.
I was going to say they plugged the gut big time. Leading the way there was Aaron Hopkins for Oak Harbor, as David Nutter had nowhere to go.
Casey Gose, ever the gentleman, helps 6'3", 240-pound Aaron Hopkins up off the ground.
Ball at the 45 of Oak Harbor. 3rd down. We'll call it a long 6. Ball between the hash marks as Edwards gets the calls from the sideline under center, hands the ball off, and Nutter tripped up as he was trying to go over a left tackle. I think he maybe got tangled up in the feet there of Blake Traver. I think he got tangled up in his feet a little bit, but
yep.
It'll be 4th down here for Genoa, and they've got about 3.5 yards to go for the 1st down. I think. Well, I'll tell you what, he's a chip off the old block when you think of his brother before him, Kyle, and before Kyle there was Andrew.
That's right. I knew there were 3. That's right. They're all. This is the youngin.
This is the baby. Here's the pitch again to Nutter.
Oh, lost
on the
the
right
ball.
side, loses the football, but well, let's see. Looks like they pick it back up.
Yeah.
So it'll stay in possession of the Comets.
Well, stuff like that gives Coach Spies something to talk about when they look at the film in the morning.
Oh, boy.
Not that he wants to run the score up, but he says those kind of mistakes will kill you.
Yeah, because it's not right now where it's going to hurt him. It's
right.
later.
October and November. Another.
Yeah, I've
Go ahead,
done that joke
it.
before.
Yeah.
Another Nutter peanut butter sandwich cookie. Yes, I've done that before. But matter of fact, I think I did it with Andrew back in the day.
Uh-huh.
But nonetheless, David Nutter, a couple of yards short of the first. 3rd down here for Genoa.
About the 12?
Ball about the 14-yard line.
14, yeah.
Now fighting through again, and a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it about the 7. So 1st and goal here for Genoa. Brian Espinoza checks in here for the Comets. As Kyle Edwards gets the signs in from the sideline, gets the play called in. Waiting for. Oh, looks like he's ready to go under center. Yeah. I was wondering. Now he'll take it, hand the ball off. Nutter fighting his way inside the 5-yard line.
Close to a 1st down. Oh, it's goal.
It is. It's 2nd and goal. But 6:42 and counting remaining in this opening half. Well, the first quarter was all Genoa. They've had the ball forever here, but that's because of penalties.
Yeah.
And have still been able to fight through for 1st downs. But looking to score again. Here's Nutter as he tries to plow through that line, and
Comets think he scored.
And the official just signaled he scored. So touchdown, Genoa Comets.
It's unanimous.
David Nutter getting all the carries, and well, he's been very productive here in this 2nd quarter. So it seems like it's been some time since I've said this, but Cody Pickard on to attempt the extra point.
Well, since 21 seconds in the 1st quarter.
Well, that makes it 35-0, Genoa leading Oak Harbor.
Well, now who called a timeout?
Well, probably an official's timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout here with 6:22 to go. Here in the 1st half, it's 35-0 Genoa here on the Toledo Sports Network.
Why are twice as many people choosing Verizon over any other carrier? Many choose us because we have the largest 4G LTE network. Others because of our reputation for reliability. Or maybe it's because we received J.D. Power and Associates Customer Service Award 4 times in a row. In the end, there are countless reasons, but one choice. That's powerful. Verizon.
Comets set to kick off here again as they lead this one 35-0. And Pickard again sails one through the end zone. And a touchback, 1st and 10 for the Rockets. Oak Harbor will scrimmage from their own 20-yard line.
It seems like Pickard's Pickard's leg is getting stronger as the night goes on.
Well, I mean, we saw it last week where Oak Harbor made some adjustments at the half and they came out smoking, but they just need right now to string some positive plays together as they try to go up the middle again. And
they need something to work right here.
And I think the thing is when all you do is run the ball here, you run the risk of seeing Genoa basically put everybody in the box.
Yeah.
And plug everything up, and it makes it a little bit more difficult.
And when all you've got's a running game, you can't play catch up. You can't score points very quickly.
So it'll be 2nd down here, and we'll call it 7. As they go the right side this time. Carrying the mail there is, again, Ben Gensman. Gensman gets it outside. And
another penalty flag.
Had quite a few of those here this quarter.
Yeah. Hand in the back, illegal use of hands, Oak Harbor. Football officials tonight look all pretty dapper in their Bermuda shorts.
I was going to say, it's kind of a cool night here to be wearing shorts.
Well, you've done these games for years too, Mick. You know, the first couple of weeks of the season can be brutal, though, in these.
Well, usually when they start at the end of August, it's usually pretty toasty and hot as you move into the beginning of September. But this year, in the month of August, we did not have one day in the 90s.
I saw that, yeah.
Not one day. And here we are. Now, it's going to be warm next week. I don't mean to put on my meteorological cap, but now more laundry flies on the field.
On one hand, with all the running plays to keep the clock running, you think the game would move pretty quickly. But the penalty flags are
They've nullified that.
Doing the job of the incomplete passes.
So it's a penalty against Oak Harbor. They'll move the ball back.
Now we're still about 5 minutes away from halftime, but if you're Coach Mike May and the rest of the Rocket staff, and you got to get your troops together, and that'll help.
I was going to say.
Straight up the middle, that's Robert Roginski.
Yep, and he got it up near the original line of scrimmage. Just over the line of scrimmage. So looks like it'll be 3rd down and about 8 to go. Ball almost touching the 22-yard line.
Regardless of what school, I've always admired the public school coaches. I mean, they're like Kenny James at Northwood. They're at the mercy of what the school bus brings to the schoolhouse door.
Yep.
And always impressive.
Let's see what happens here.
I think, is that Andre Ramsey in a quarterback? I think it is.
I believe so, yeah, because...
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Still sitting on the bench over there is Cole Wyrick, and...
Keeps trying to answer a phone he doesn't have. Boy, he got his bell rung, and we just hope he's well.
Yeah, absolutely. You hate to see that happen to a young man, especially in this day and age with all the
Concussion.
concussion discussion and everything else. Well, Jordan McGuire back to punt here for Oak Harbor. High snap. Nice job by McGuire to get that one away.
Yeah.
This one's going to...
Didn't
didn't take much of a bounce. It bounced
No.
and it died. It's going to stay in Oak Harbor territory at about the 47-yard line. Looks like where Genoa will scrimmage 1st and 10.
Thing bit like a Phil Mickelson chip shot.
Absolutely. That thing, I mean, he stuck it.
Fix the ball mark, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, get that divot fixed. 1st and 10 here for Genoa. They got the ball at the Oak Harbor 47-yard line. Just over 4 minutes left to go here in this opening half. It's been all Genoa thus far. Oak Harbor has shown they've had a couple drives where they've been able to move the ball a little bit. Now, great pressure on Scott. Logan able to get outside. He's going to fire it downfield.
He's got
wide open
Ghost
receiver.
wide open.
And Casey Ghost goes in for 6. Whew. I think everybody on the Rockets defense thought that Scott was going to get brought down. Casey Ghost kept going, got open down the sideline, and was all by himself when Scott was able to shake off a couple of would-be Oak Harbor tacklers, was able to fire it down the field, and a 47-yard touchdown strike from Logan Scott to Casey Ghost. That'll make it 41-0.
We've got a partial score in from the, you've probably done these games too, what we call the Battle of Lemoyne Road, Lake and Northwood.
Oh, yeah.
And Lake is up 21 rock in the first half. So just heard from...
Pickard pops one through. So with 3:51 left to go here in this opening half, it is Genoa 42, Oak Harbor nothing. Whew. Cody Pickard set to kick things off once again here for Genoa. This time he kicks it short. He'll be grabbed at about the 5-yard line. Getting outside the left side now, trying to turn upfield was Caleb Vargas. Vargas gets it down to outside the 20 to about the 22. Looks like they'll spot it. Let's see where they put that football. I'll put it at the 23. So 1st and 10 here for Oak Harbor as nighttime begins to fall.
Those clouds, I think, are often referred to as sky blue pink. Saw that in a comic book when I was about 10 years old. It confused the daylights out of me.
And never forgot it. Yeah. Now up the gut they go again, as it's little to no gain. And again, the thing is, you can see, at least the way I'm looking at it right here, right now, they're when they're running the ball, they're trying to stay away from the big man, number 73 on defense for Genoa. They're trying to run the other side of the line over there, and that's all because the big man is Michael Dieter, who we're speaking of, and or as we've called him now for the last 3 years, called him the man-child.
Exactly. And
now we've got movement on the right side of that Oak Harbor line is once again Cliff Biggert.
Yep, co-captain.
Yep, got a little bit of the footsies going there. And
yeah, not where we played almost a half. I mean, the jitters should be gone. I don't know if there's a communication problem. You've got a new quarterback in there, so maybe it's a cadence thing.
Every bit of possibility, because that does happen. You can when you're used to one
rhythm or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Whenever you're used to one quarterback, and then you have to change things up, that can throw things off a little bit for some guys. Not all, but some.
Yep.
And now, once again, we've got a whistle, an official timeout here. It'll be 3rd down, I believe.
2:56 left in the half.
And I think that so far, this is a little bit of a disappointment here for Oak Harbor. I think that they expected a closer game. This only.
I did, yeah.
I mean, you looked at how well they were able to move the ball last week, and I mean, their offense is. They've always put an entertaining product out on the field.
Oh yeah.
You've never been denied the quality bang for your buck here for the Rockets. But I think they were hoping to put up a little bit more, or at least put some points on the board.
Oh, yeah. This, 30, 35, 21, either way wouldn't have been all that surprising.
Well, here we go. Right side. Oh, just getting tripped up there. I believe that was Vargas. And
yeah,
it was the trip up there, and I'll make it 4th down, and we'll call it a long 4, short 5. And once again, another punting situation for Jordan McGuire and the Oak Harbor Rockets.
Casey Gose is back to receive and be standing on his own 40-yard line.
Got just under 90 seconds to go here in the half. Here's the kick from McGuire, trying to kick away from Gose, but Gose able to snag it at his own 38-yard line. Drives forward, gets outside. He could be gone. One man to beat. McGuire once again with a touchdown saving tackle. That's 3 for Jordan McGuire here in this first half that he's prevented. Otherwise, if he didn't get his hands on him, Genoa would have 3 more scores. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's the punter as well as being a defender and a place kicker. He's had a busy night tonight. So it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Genoa Comets.
That you talk about a short field, boy, they've had good field position all night.
Yeah, they have. Oh, got a penalty call here, late call, but it was a call against Genoa.
Block in the back.
So it's a spot penalty, so that's going to bring it all the way back to the 39-yard line of Genoa.
Not quite such a short field with 62 seconds left in the first half. So what do you do? Do you take a knee or do you just press on, I guess? Huh?
Oh, looks like they're going to throw. Logan Scott tosses it out the right side. Pass is complete to Quentin Speece. Y'all stop the clock also here with 55.6 seconds to go.
Don't take your foot off the gas, If we scored 42, they can score 42.
And that's the thing about Oak Harbor is they've shown they can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the snap. Here's a handoff.
That Nutter just rumbling, stumbling, bumbling forward.
Heard that somewhere before.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that Rick, you've seen these guys play as well as I have. The thing about this, not only David Nutter, but before him Kyle and before him Andrew.
Yeah.
The Nutters, they always have this thing about when you see them run, they always look like they're running downhill.
It's a good point. Very good point. Here he is again. Same thing.
And getting closer to that first down marker as they're well within Oak Harbor territory, down to about the Oak Harbor 30, call it the 29-yard line.
Yep.
So
30 seconds to go.
See if
in the half.
Well, I guess they'll see if they finish off here. Now timeout on the field is.
Now who?
Timeout's taken by Oak Harbor.
That's their last timeout. They burned all.
Well, no, that's because.
Okay.
That makes sense to me, but Oak Harbor, or rather Genoa, is still on the field.
Clock shows 18.3 seconds to go. Now they've reset the clock for the 20-minute halftime.
So the clock went to 0, and that confused everybody. So I don't know what that was all about,
right.
but it went. They're calling it halftime, so we're going to call it halftime, as it's been her first half dominated by Genoa as they lead Oak Harbor by a score of 42-0 here on the Toledo Sports Network. Stick around, we'll be back with more.
Pub 51 is just a great neighborhood bar and grill. They're about as close to being all things to all people as I've seen. They have a miniature bowling league, and they take that pretty darn seriously. Oh, and a dartball league, and a cornhole league, and a pool league. They have a lot of leagues. Pub 51 has a big outdoor patio, too. Well, their pizza and food are reasonably priced, too. Give Pub 51 a try. They're on Woodville Road, just a half-mile east of the Woodville Mall.
Hey guys,
And we welcome you back. Here is quarter number 3 underway. A squib kick by McGuire, and it's going to be picked up at about the... Well, let's see as they swing outside. There was a turnover. Casey goes, not a turnover, but he was able to get through a herd of tacklers. One man left to beat, and does not. Another.
In hot pursuit was Jordan McGuire, who's now 3 for 4 on touchdown-saving tackles.
Well, actually, all things considered, that's true. The fourth one, there was a penalty call on it, so I guess technically it doesn't count.
2 out of 3 then.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's 3 out of 4. It's just that the fourth one was a penalty call that came back. My goodness. To say he's had a busy night doesn't begin to do him justice.
I think it's safe to say that the clock is not going to be operating here in the second half.
Well, it hasn't moved yet because it's reading all.
Should have started at 12 minutes, but
yeah, but it reads zeros right now. So here's the point after, and the slingshot there by Cody Pickard makes it 49-0. What a way to start the second half. A huge touchdown or kickoff return for a touchdown by Casey Goes. That guy, his legs are going to be tired tonight. He'll sleep well. And I think the other guy that's going to sleep well is wearing number 37 for Oak Harbor is Jordan McGuire. He's been chasing him all night. So
he's got almost as many yards in hot pursuit.
No question about it. So
I was talking to some people from Genoa at the half who are sitting on the Oak Harbor side, and they said that's because their grandson, not grandson, but thank you, Cole Wiring, the quarterback that went out, they don't know how he's doing either. They were family still concerned, so I don't know if he's even out there on the sidelines.
Well, I haven't seen him out there.
I see the backup. I see Andre Ramsey.
Well, we'll see how it remains to be done here because, well, I've been trying to avoid saying the route is on, but I mean, 49-0. Yeah, that's a tough one. And sometimes, you know what? The thing is that you learn from games like these. I think that, you know, you don't like to have to go through these, especially if you're Coach Mays. You know, Mike May, is not, he's a guy that is not going to take this line down by any stretch. But I'm saying he can use this as a teaching tool, a teachable moment for these kids.
And they hold their own in the Sandusky Bay Conference. So
absolutely.
This will give him a lot to teach.
Yeah, I was going to say, give them something to, as Cody Pickard's kick this time much shorter.
Just short of the goal line. Caleb Vargas?
Yep, Caleb Vargas takes it and is dropped. Let's see where they spot the ball. It should be around the... Looks like I'm going to spot it just shy of the...
Is that the
30-yard line, I think, just shy of it.
No, 10.
Or rather,
No, 15.
15. I was going to say, you can't. We're the folks in our broadcast position. You cannot see the yard markers very, very well at all. So what on TV to you is a clear view of everything. For us, it's a stretch because we can't. We're almost at field level. So to see the actual yard markers, it's a little difficult. But we'll get through it like the troopers we are.
And if there are any optometrists out there.
Yeah, I could do an
we do a trade out here.
Yeah, I was going to say, get a sponsorship out there, yeah. We have and the worst part is we have no play clock.
No.
So now rolling outside here, trying to see it's a short pickup.
Well, if you go by the chains, it's 3rd and 1.
Yep. So
boy, there is
an opportunity here. As once again, Andre Ramsey gets the play call from the sidelines. He's got the Rockets at the line of scrimmage.
I think.
And they're going to pick up a first down.
They did. Good play.
Very good play
over
over
offensive play. I'm not seeing young Mr. Wyrick on the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm thinking he probably is being looked at medically just to make sure that he's okay, and that's a good thing. You know, better to be safe than sorry.
Especially, we don't want to presume anything, but the game's pretty much out of hand. Now you just hope everybody can
stay healthy,
go home in one piece, right?
So that's the most important thing. So, well, first down here for the Rockets.
Quick hitter up the middle, but
just a wee bit of real estate. And again, these.
The problem is a quick hitter up the middle means Michael Dieter and company. So.
Yeah, they usually have an appointment at that location. Prime location, prime real estate there for the boys up front. So that's going to be second down after a pickup of a couple. 2nd and 8. We mark the ball at about the 31-yard line. There's the toss on the left side, and again, just a couple of yards, but that's about it. Eberling was the ball carrier there for the Rockets. As Michael Dieter in on the stop, the aforementioned.
Yes.
The Badger bound.
Badger bound, yes. He is a man-child, isn't he, out there? I mean, he just literally head and shoulders.
I saw him once out. I've seen him a few times out in public. I'm a big boy, and he makes me look small.
Is that right?
Yes.
Of course, us look positively svelte, right?
Yeah, he looks svelte. But I mean, I rubberneck up and look up to him. As I've seen him, like I say, out of when he's not playing football, and believe it or not, when he was younger, he played football, but his primary sport was hockey.
Oh, really?
Yes, he played quite a bit of hockey in his youth, travel and whatnot, and he's a pretty decent player. Here's the punt. Jordan McGuire gets off a nice kick.
Go signals for the fair catch. Gets a little love tap there, but didn't from Ben Gensman.
Yeah, I was going to say Gensman didn't really tattoo him or anything, he let it go. So I think that Goes probably figured he has enough.
Yeah.
So, again, like I said, the one thing about Tim Spiess and his comments that I've seen, because I've seen him in these games where he's had the upper hand decisively against teams, and he does not, he doesn't cheap anything. He doesn't do anything to be dirty. He's a quality coach, and he runs a quality program.
Goes around the left side.
Gets a nice pick up there, almost 10.
Spiess and Vickers both. I mean, I remember doing games when they would be up by a comparable score, and Vickers would almost tackle his own guy. He's waving him out of bounds, like on a kickoff return or something. And
and that's like I said, it's a hallmark Tim Spiess thing also. He's, like I said, quality coach. And, like I said before, Mike May, he's going to take this, and it's going to hurt, but sometimes you got to take your lumps, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly.
And when he gets into the meat of the Sandusky Bay Conference schedule, I really think this is going to be he's going to take this and turn it into a positive. I really do, because Mike May's one of those guys that you can't help but admire. I mean, he's always consistent. You know, that's the thing. Oak Harbor is always, that's the one thing you can always say about the Oak Harbor Rockets is no matter what, even whether they're on top of the SBC or not, they're always consistent in the way they play. As they go up the gut again here, and a short pickup.
Mr. Nutter again. You know, my dad coached, and he started, like a lot of coaches, started in junior high in basketball. And early on, they lost a game like 43-2. And he said, what do you emphasize, offense or defense when you go back to practice?
My goodness. And now close to a first down.
Again.
And the thing is of the three Nutter brothers, probably David is the least heralded, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Andrew was certainly, you know, all everything in the NBA. Well, back then it was the SLL. And then Ryan was around, or rather Kyle. Kyle was around when it was transitioning from the SLL to the NBC. And again, as you said, he's plying his trade in Cincinnati. As again, we got another rush for first down.
It's the Nutter 3.
Yeah, and
if I remember right, because I was doing a different league, but Kyle actually outgained Andrew, didn't he? I mean, wasn't he the?
Yes. Yeah,
well, he is the one playing at the next level. He's playing on Saturday. So
yep. And see, the thing is that with David here, David got some playing time. But because of, you know, they ran the Kyle train, is now swinging around the left side, trying to get outside. Nice moderate pickup there by number 23, and that would be one Cody Pickard.
Well, nothing to kick about.
Yeah. I'm just going to try and get a little bit of the action going on in there, but so I guess that means we can look for David Nutter to do the kicking the rest of the way. Is that what we're saying? But yeah, but David, the thing is about David, though, is that David gets he gets the important yards.
Yeah.
When it comes to, you know, third and whatever, he's the guy. He's the clutch guy. Mm-hmm. But of course, when you got weapons like, again, as you see, Nutter runs right there, picking up a first down again, right when they needed it. And the thing is, though, is that again, their weapons are well balanced, because I mean, tonight it's been the Casey Goes show, but they've also got guys a guy who is just as explosive, but they have not really utilized him here tonight, is Ryan Espinoza. Espinoza's another one of those guys that can turn it upfield and go. They've also got guys like Michael Roberts, who can be explosive when need be, and their other clutch receiver that they've only gone to a couple of times tonight, really, and that's Quentin Speece.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they haven't utilized all the weapons available to them.
No. I've noticed the last couple of times that Oak Harbor has punted, they've had Ghost back and they got Espinoza back, but they're trying to kick away from Ghost, and they're switching, sliding back and forth, so Ghost can still receive the punt.
Ball at the 27-yard line.
No huddle almost caught Oak Harbor with just 10 men on the field.
And going over the right side of the line there on second down.
Maybe the coaches got together at halftime and said, let's just use a soccer clock.
Have the running clock.
Have the running clock, because we don't see it.
Yeah, if you just joined us at the start of the second half, the clock went out as the time clock does not work on the scoreboard, so we're left at the mercy of the officials. There's a first down picked up over on the right side.
Just grind it out. I think there's another rocket down. As they move the chains.
I think that was... They're going to move the chain, and I think a timeout on the field here. It left them wobbly. Now, rolling on the right side. Genoa trying to...
I think that was Jake Wojciechowski. I think Wojo had the carry.
Yes, it is.
You know, watching a couple of these young men get walked off the field, too. When the Underdogs radio goes on the air, we're going to have a big segment the first night about concussions and concussion treatment. Fremont Memorial Hospital has a great concussion recovery program and everything, and we're going to have one of those people on talk about it.
Very good. As
Logan Scott's back in at quarterback. They've been alternating between he and Kyle Edwards.
So
there's the luxury that a Genoa or any team up at this point difference.
as they dive in, and
Nutter again.
looks like he got the touchdown.
Yep.
So David Nutter picks up 6 points for Genoa as they look to, well, it's a 55-0 lead.
Phew.
Now the question is, will Nutter get to kick since
Pickard
Pickard got to, yeah,
got
Pickard,
the carry. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's Cody. It's number 23 in there.
Logan Scott holding. Quick
Pretty
snap.
good team. Man, he spikes them too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a bullet that Logan Scott had to snag down. But, well, that's going to make it a 56-0 game here in the third quarter as you're tuned to the Toledo Sports Network. I've got reason to believe Cody Pickard will not be practicing much this week, as he's gotten quite a bit of kickoff practice here tonight.
Still getting them deep. That's it, just at the goal line.
Yep, just inside the end zone, so that's an automatic touchback. So it's 1st and 10 here for the Rockets at their own 20-yard line.
One of the things we learned at this concussion seminar, Mick, was that you read in the paper where you say a certain athlete is displaying concussion-like symptoms. And it's a 6-step process, the things that you have to be able to do to demonstrate you've recovered from a concussion. And that goes all the way from the high school level up through the pros. And we'll talk about those different levels and the precautions they have to take to prevent the recurrence of concussions.
Well, now they try to run it over the right side of the line and, well,
lose a couple.
I was going to say, and guess who's there? So that'll make it 2nd down. It's actually Lucas Cachal is in there.
Yep, I was just looking at that 6'2", 281 junior. So he's got room to grow.
My goodness.
Unless you're Mrs. Cutchell.
Now over on the left side, they try it, and again.
Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe gained a yard.
So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 9.
Yeah. And we mentioned Andre Ramsey, the junior quarterback. He's only 5'9", 150.
Wow.
Yeah. That's probably with no rocks in his pockets either. He's going to drop back quick. Ooh,
And
nice
they throw
pass,
it over
nice
the
catch.
middle. So now the question is the spot. Will they get the 1st down? Because it's right at the 1st down marker.
Yeah, they're moving the chains. Andrew Belsick from Genoa on the tackle.
You know, we mentioned earlier about the fact that if all you do is run, the other team, whether in this case Genoa, could cheat and get, having more players in the box to plug things up and not. We've got a timeout now taken.
Another official timeout. Officials.
Well, we have the timeout. Want to make sure
let's pay the bills here.
Absolutely. Got to say thank you to some of our sponsors here on the Toledo Sports Network, because without you guys, there's no Toledo Sports Network. And that is, of course, the local pipe fitters and plumbers of Local 50. Big thank you to those guys for coming on board. Also, IBEW Local 8. Big tip of the hat to you as well. Tas Electronics, man. Thanks, guys, out there at Tas. We couldn't do it without all of you.
Ramsey tried to roll out and got caught from behind. for about almost a 6-yard loss.
And again, that's just tells you about how much that defensive line has gotten off the snap. I mean, they've really won the battle in the trenches there tonight. So, second down here for Oak Harbor. Here's a handoff. Nice gaping hole over there. Getting outside, first down out to about the 46-yard line. A huge run out there.
Is that Caleb Vargas, I think? 23?
I believe it was. So, great job there by the Rockets of picking up another first down. And
left side of the offensive line really opened a hole for him. And actually, that was Andrew Heberling, number 28. And he comes hopping off on a leg and a half.
Well, it's been a rough night here for the Rockets.
Another quick opener.
And again, another first down as Oak Harbor gets into Genoa territory.
Matt Allmiller.
Now the question is that the first time they've been in Genoa?
I think it is. No, I made a note. 10 seconds into the second quarter, they did cross the 50.
Well,
this is the closest thing to a sustained drive, though.
Well, right now, if you're Oak Harbor, you want to knock off that goose egg up on the scoreboard. You're looking for pay dirt. First and 10 here for the Oak Harbor Rockets over on the right side now.
They're finding some holes.
My goodness. Nice job there by that is Vargas, as he was able to pick up a first down there on that carry.
Tyler Baird on the tackle, 5'10", 204-pound, listed as a defensive tackle, but he was deep in the secondary there to make the tackle.
No question about it. So first and 10, they'll spot the ball around the 30.
When basically all you've got's a running game, you just can't catch up. I formation now.
And they go up the gut again.
First guy through, Jonathan Frederick.
Here's another handoff. So that'll make it 3rd and about, we'll call it 3. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
That's right.
Ball on the right hash mark. Andre Ramsey under center. He'll take the ball, hand it off. So they drive up the middle, and they have enough, I believe, for a first down.
Caleb Vargas again running out of the I formation. He was the I back.
And right now the Rockets now with a chance to cash in as they have it 1st and goal. There's an opportunity here for the Rockets, and I mean, again, they're playing for pride. They're looking to try and, like I said, get some small victories in this game. Here's the handoff, getting outside.
Going wide, and he gets in.
Touchdown, Oak Harbor Rockets.
Yeah.
And the fans, they're cheering for this team.
And that's good.
As
their long national
they've been sitting on their hands
over.
all night.
Yeah.
And it finally gives the band a chance to play.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, stay tuned here, folks, here on the Toledo Sports Network. Coming up after us, you can have the Whitmer Panther Lake Orchard or Orchard Lake St. Mary football game from Whitmer High School coming up right after us.
Jordan McGuire, the kicker, gets his first chance of the evening, and he makes it, converts it. So 56-7 early in the 4th quarter.
The Rockets get on the board here on the Toledo Sports Network. Once again, want to make sure we say thanks to some of our sponsors here on the network. And of course, it includes Graymont Quarry, Genoa Custom Interiors. Big thanks to those folks out there.
Yep.
Also, Genoa Jewelers, Frank Kumvise and those guys.
Oh, Frank's a good guy.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, Pub 51, you got to make sure you stop out there and enjoy the NFL Sunday Ticket.
Good pizza.
Absolutely. So some of our sponsors here, and if you want to be a sponsor here on the Toledo Sports Network, believe me, we can always use it to help bring high school football here to them on television, featuring students of the Northwest Ohio area, not just the big schools, but some of the schools in the outlying areas as well, which is what we specialize in. So be sure to give us a call, 419-514-1302. That's 419-514-1302.
And be watching that same website and the Underdogs Radio online magazine on Facebook.
Here's the kickoff now from McGuire, another squibbler, and Comets content to just fall on it. Be around the 32-yard line, and that's where Genoa will scrimmage 1st and 10. And, you know, I mean, you can see, you know, the fans know here in Oak Harbor that tonight it's well, just not their night. But you can still see some of the enthusiasm in them now that they got on the board. They showed that they could score against Genoa.
Yeah.
And they're able, I mean, it puts a little bit more enthusiasm. I mean, they know what the inevitable outcome is going to be, but still, they're still up there. They're still cheering their team on. And that's what makes high school football the great sport that it is.
The last 5 years that Genoa has won the Celestial Bowl trophy, after Oak Harbor won like 7 in a row. This is a 24-16 count, Oak Harbor over Genoa over the years, but they've struggled to get some points on the board.
Oh, we got another whistle and a timeout on the field as Genoa is going to take the timeout, so we'll take a timeout. Still 56-7, Genoa on top.
Blackberry Corner on the corner of 579 and Elliston Road is a proud sponsor of Genoa football and has the best burgers, chicken, and pizza. You know the pizza. Everyone knows the pizza. Blackberry Corner also has charbroiled pork ribs and Jim's famous chicken dinners. Whether it's appetizers, pizza, or a full dinner, the great folks at Blackberry Corner can help fill you up and save you money. Stop out to Blackberry Corners on the corner of State Route 579 and Elliston Road for a meal or just a snack. A world-class store with hometown values. That's Genoa Custom Interiors. We feature many styles from soft contemporary, rustic to traditional and French country. You'll find your taste and sensibilities right here. You'll be delighted to find the showrooms transformed each season. As Christmas is a special time, we offer a variety of accessories, art, jewelry, and specialty items perfect for gift giving. Genoa Custom Interiors. Nobody can put it together like we do. Genoa Jewelers, 611 Main Street in Genoa, has been serving the area with quality jewelry and gifts for over 19 years. Specializing in gold and silver repairs, Frank Comise has been a goldsmith for over 30 years. Our selection of Pulsar watches, Precious Moments figurines, Reflections beads, Seraphim classics, and quality stellar rings, all at a price you can afford. Genoa Jewelers also buys gold and silver and has the perfect gift for that someone special. Stop out today at Genoa Jewelers, 611 Main Street in Genoa.
And we're back.
Yep, as the handoff now, and they go up the gut again and breaking free. Going all the way, nobody there to...
Wojo, Jake Wojciechowski.
Takes it to the Wojciech house.
Very good.
Wojciechowski had a pick return last week against Waite.
Yep.
And, well, now he just takes one, I believe, 68 yards.
Yeah.
68 yards to the house. And, well, Genoa really, I mean, they're just taking Oak Harbor right now. And
Zach Grody in at the hold. And the kicker was...
It's Kyle Edwards.
Yeah. Used to see a number 23 out there, and Mr. Pickard.
I've seen David Nutter attempt some shots, and, well, now it's Kyle Edwards' time.
Thing I remember, too, from last year, Kyle Nutter won some... I didn't even know this competition existed at the high school level, but powerlifting. Mm-hmm. And there was some invitational. I don't know where it was held, but a lot of the kids from all the big schools in Northwest Ohio, and Nutter just outlifted all of them.
That is too funny, but that says a lot about the program out in Genoa, how they train.
Yeah, we had Coach Spies on our coaches show in Genoa, and when Genoa kicks off, there's somebody up here, or maybe they do it from the film, timing these kids, and they've got so many seconds to get from their own 40 to the 35-yard line of the opponent. To it's just part of the effort. Nobody's sloughing off.
So here's the kickoff here for Genoa.
It's Kyle Edwards again on the kick. Picked up at about the 10-yard line.
Vargas getting outside, but he's going to be forced out. And that will stop the play as Oak Harbor with some decent field position to start this drive. That's one thing that we're really, I think, made all the difference in the world for Genoa tonight is the fact that they really kept Oak Harbor on their side of the field. Yeah. And they didn't allow them except for once or twice technically. I mean, they got to the 49 in the second quarter, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, only one time did Oak Harbor really penetrate and they were able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, You're right, Nick. I think Mr. Dieter's getting a rest.
Absolutely. So the
biggest kid out there now is Cody Johnson, 6'2", 221. You know, that's almost 100 pounds lighter than Michael Dieter.
As they coming in now, getting out some room.
Scat back moves there.
Nice job getting out to about the 47-yard line.
Joe McClear on this touchdown-saving tackle.
Yep, Andrew Heberling was the guy carrying the mail there, and he just was one tackler shy of breaking it. Ball out at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Oak Harbor. Ramsey hands the ball off again. Eberling carries it. He'll pick up a couple. He'll get it to about midfield. So they'll spot it right there. Second down.
Probably an ominous sign when the press box coaches from Genoa are carrying their gear out right now in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Here's the handoff again. Another first down and more. And this time carrying the ball is Jonathan Frederick.
Yep. Taking nothing away at all from Oak-Harbor's offense, but this is the second-team defense in for Genoa, and they'll probably have some extra tackling practice this week.
Ball on the left hash mark. 1st and 10 for Oak-Harbor. They have it at the Genoa 36-yard line. And this time, just a short pickup for Frederick, as he was able to get it to about the 33-yard line, we'll call it.
Noah Goodrich, 6'4", 212-pound defensive end with the flattening tackle.
You know, you talk about the fact that it's quote-unquote the B team here for Genoa. But the thing is that Genoa has so much depth that the guys that are quote-unquote the B team could be the A team on a number of other schools.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people don't realize. As we got another short pickup here for the Rockets.
Well, a tip of a hat to the Oak-Harbor athletic staff. When we came up here, you know, we had play settings and programs or and lineups. I thought, boy, that's not much. Looking at the two, I said, doesn't look like there are many Genoa players. Then I turned it over, and there's another 20 or 30 on the backside.
Yeah, they do know how to treat us right here in Oak-Harbor. Got to tip our hats to them as well. Now, that time
pulled
around.
Down in the backfield by celebratory fist in the air from Lewis Kutchell.
Yeah, Kutchell was the guy. He just took him down with one hand. Of course, that's a pretty big paw.
Yeah.
So he took him back. He lost it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage here.
Second stack of pancakes and a second rasher of bacon for Lewis in the morning.
4th down, they're going to go for it.
4th and 10. Ramsey
Rolling
rolls
out
right. He's got to get rid of it.
And the hard part is that the reception was made, but the receiver went down immediately to secure the ball in, and once he's down, he's down.
He's down, that's right.
So the ball will go over on downs to Genoa. Love to give you a time here on how much time's left here in the game, but just a heads up to our producer, the man, Dave, son of Donald Donaldson. He will, we will, when we're done here, we're just going to throw it right over to Whitmer High School.
Who's over there? Jameson's in the truck. But,
yep, you bet. But Steve Taylor and Mike Bauman will have the call of that game.
Good guys.
Absolutely.
Steve Taylor made.
Now here's the handoff over on the right side, breaking free again, out to about the 45-yard line, and this time carrying the ball there for Genoa was Nick Wolf. So Wolf moves it out to the 45. That'll move the chains. And, of course, as we said, Genoa heading off to play Port Clinton next week before an all-NBC matchup the following week against Rossford.
Yep.
As that one goes over the left side.
Where's that Genoa-Rossford game off the top of your head?
In 2 weeks, that is at Rossford.
At Rossford? That's a fun stadium to be in, too.
Yeah, no question about it.
For the fans, the game's played in the valley, but for the announcers, you just walk in at street level pretty much.
Yeah.
You're in the press box.
And you look down at the bowl.
Yeah.
Here's the handoff now on the right side. I believe that is Wolf again.
Kyle Edwards now in a quarterback.
And I was mistaken on the carrier. That was Brock Metcalf. So some of the younger Comets getting some playing time in here. Now, on the other side, Oak-Harbor, they're going to be still playing NBC football. So they have to take on the Eagles of Eastwood, and now blowing through a hole in the line there.
Brock Metcalf again. 6'1", 219. He's a bit of a hoss.
Yep. At this level, he is. So
you go into these high schools during the week to talk to the coaches a little bit or the AD, and you see some of these kids in the hall, and when they're out of pads, they're not real big, except for the obvious ones.
The Kutchels of the world, and
Dieters.
Oh my!
Met at the handoff, didn't even get to the line of scrimmage.
Great coverage there by the Rockets.
Yeah, Metcalf getting a bit of a workout.
Of course, the Rockets don't have. They have some big guys themselves. They've got the Vince Zabos of the world, Alec Young, etc. Aaron Hopkins, all big guys.
They've got a play clock at both ends of the field, pretty classy again for high school. And Comets are doing a good job of milking that clock, too.
Well, the thing right now they're trying to do is just get that clock to go down to 0.
Just run it down, yep.
So it's 3rd and 5 here for the Comets. They have the ball in Oak Harbor territory at about the 36, 37-yard line.
It's at 63-7 is the score. Haven't given that in a while, but
all things considered, if you're an Oak Harbor fan, I don't think you probably want to.
And if you're a Genoa fan, you're keeping score at home.
So it'll be 4th down, about a yard to go.
We haven't had a measurement here tonight. That doesn't allow me to display my linkage vision. I can usually tell if it's a link or two short.
Well, they're going to go for it. Edwards now hands the ball off.
Whoa, yes, and
the big powwow there from Brock Metcalf gives him a 1st down.
Whole new 11 coming in. Cheer goes up from the freshmen in the stands, I think.
I was going to say, you could hear the high-pitched voices, the high-pitched squeals.
Okay. Now make sure we don't have 12 or 13 out there.
As I'm watching as Tim Mossman comes off the field, limping for Oak Harbor. He's played a tough game tonight. He really has up there in the line. The Buffet boys, they never get their due, but they really do their best. And great coverage there by the Rockets on that one.
If I saw that right, the quarterback was freshman Sam Sutter.
Yep.
Number 81, you don't always see that under center.
Nope.
Sam, the 3rd son of Marty Sutter, president and CEO of Genoa Banks, and one of our proud sponsors here at
Toledo Sports Network. Yes, absolutely.
Hey, while
we have a moment,
Underdogs Radio.
Yep, timeout on the field once again. Big
let's
thanks
thank
to
those guys.
Simply Green Lawn Care. Got to give a big tip of the hat for them for coming on board. Also, Genoa Bank. Blackberry Patch. Of course, as well as I do the great food they have over there.
Yeah.
And, of course, we'd be remiss if we did not give a huge thank you to Penna Adult Learning Center. Those folks over there have been fantastic. And we can't say enough good about them and all our sponsors, really.
The last several years with the economy and everything, the trade educations have really kind of risen in prominence. Not everybody is, not everybody's set out to be an accountant or a physics professor or whatever, but we're always going to need the electricians and the brick masons and the carpenters and the beauticians, dental hygienists. They crank them all out over there.
And Jonathan Frederick comes off the field under his own power. That's good to see.
Yep.
It's cooled down considerably here this evening.
Check the Weather Channel here, see what they tell us.
As full house backfield. Rolling outside. Sutter trying to, he's just going to go out of bounds. And
64 degrees.
Not too bad.
Looking at a high 84 tomorrow. Underdogs Radio Weather Channel forecast.
So,
give the Rockets a lot of credit. They're all standing on the sidelines. They're not slouching. Most of them have their hats on. Actually, all of them do, except for some of the kids that aren't in uniform. And
a little movement there.
yeah, old sophomore T.J. Baker for the Comets. He was deep in. He was in his route.
They can do that in arena football, but not here.
Yeah. Man, that's like watching Plinko or pinball machines or something.
No, that's true.
Any word from Whitmer?
Nope, not yet. But we'll be going there as soon as this game is over to Steve Taylor and Mike Bauman. So be sure to stick around here on the Toledo Sports Network. Ball on the right hash mark.
About 3rd and 15, 16. Trevor Martin, the ball carrier, over right tackle. He kind of looked like he was on a bucking bronco as he kind of a gallop to his run there.
Well, it's going to be 4th down here, and if you're Genoa, do you kick a field goal or do you go for it? Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
Because they're too close to punt. They're too far away to kick a field goal. So
would have been about a 45-yarder.
Here's a handoff, and well, Genoa not able to convert on the first down. They get it close, but they'll be just short, so it'll be a turnover on downs. Oak Harbor will take over. That gives the Rocket fans a little something to cheer about.
They got a nice stop. Because you got to figure both squads are using some of their second and third stringers. Whole new offense now coming on the field for Coach Mike May. Crowd is thinned considerably.
Yes, they have. The one thing about when you get in a game like this, it gives the youngsters here, not only on Genoa, but even over here for Oak Harbor, it gives some of the youngsters that normally wouldn't get playing time a chance to try and get, in game playing conditions, because you can simulate things in practice, but it's a whole different ball game when you're actually under live fire, so to speak, in an actual game.
And it gives all the kids that get in the game, too, it gives them, another quarter towards earning their varsity letter. And that's I know it's always been one of the criteria is you play so many quarters or you gain so many yards or so many tackles. And these kids get a little personal progress, too. It's all about the team, I know, but
as they try to go over the right side. And, of course, now I have to raise a practical question at this point. As you know, in case you just joined us late, the scoreboard clock here at Oak Harbor went under a little bit, didn't work for the second half at all. So we can't tell you how much time is left, but we know we're not too far from the end of the football game. My only question is for Genoa. How will the players know when to give Coach Spiess his Gatorade back?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. I think the point is time is now.
The time is now here as we got that one just in time.
63-7.
And your final here from Oak Harbor High School is the Genoa Comets 63 and the Oak Harbor Rockets 7. For my partner, Rick Waldron, thank you so much. Mick saying so long, everybody. We'll kick it over to Whitmer High School and Steve Taylor and Mike Bauman. Gentlemen.